What's your "I didn't start it, but I definitely finished it" moment? Tom had been a thorn in my side since I moved here 3 years ago. At first, it was small things, complaints about my trash can placement or lawn care. I tried to adjust my habits to keep the peace, but his demands escalated. He alerted the HOA when my holiday decorations remained 3 days past deadline. He snapped photos when guests parked near his property. I stayed civil despite his growing hostility. Trouble began when I decided to build a garden shed in my backyard, well within property lines and HOA rules. I obtained all necessary permits before construction began. After the foundation was poured, I found Tom in my yard with a measuring tape, scowling. "This is 6 inches too close to the property line," he declared, though I knew better. I showed him the approved plans, but he stormed off, muttering about calling the inspector. 2 days later, construction halted due to an anonymous complaint of multiple code violations. The inspector found nothing wrong, but the delay cost me hundreds at least. Things escalated further when my security camera captured Tom sneaking into my yard at night, moving the property stakes the surveyor had placed. I confronted him the next morning with the footage, but he denied everything despite the clear evidence. "Those cameras are an invasion of my privacy," he countered, threatening legal action. I replaced the stakes and installed additional cameras. A week later, I returned home to find several of my newly planted trees had been poisoned, their leaves withered and brown. My camera had mysteriously lost power during the time frame it would have occurred. I knew it was Tom, but couldn't prove it. Those trees had cost me nearly $2,000. The final straw came during a heavy rainstorm last spring. I was away on business when my house sitter called in a panic. Water was flooding my basement through the window wells. When I remotely accessed my security system, I saw that the drainage channel I'd installed along our property line had been deliberately blocked with packed soil and debris on Tom's side, redirecting rainwater straight toward my foundation. The water damage totaled over $15,000, and my insurance wouldn't cover all of it. Upon returning home, I discovered Tom had built a new retaining wall that effectively created a water channel pointed directly at my property, technically on his land, but clearly designed to cause problems for me. Rather than confronting him directly, I contacted a real estate attorney who specialized in property disputes. For 3 weeks, I meticulously documented everything: the history of harassment, the camera footage, statements from other neighbors who'd witnessed his behavior, and assessments from contractors confirming the deliberate water diversion. My attorney sent Tom a formal letter outlining the evidence and the potential legal consequences: malicious property damage, harassment, trespassing, and violation of watershed regulations. The letter detailed how these actions constituted both civil and criminal offenses, with potential penalties, including significant financial damages and even criminal charges. We offered a simple resolution. Tom would remove the problematic retaining wall, pay for my water damage, and sign a legally binding agreement to cease all harassment. If not, we would proceed with legal action and involve the district attorney regarding the criminal aspects. 2 days later, Tom's attorney contacted mine. Not only did Tom agree to all demands, but he also put his house on the market the following week. I later learned from another neighbor that Tom had previously been forced to move from his last neighborhood after similar issues resulted in a restraining order. As I watched the moving truck pull away from his driveway 6 weeks later, I waved politely. The new neighbors who moved in brought over homemade cookies to introduce themselves. We've been friends ever since, and my garden shed, now completed, stands exactly where I originally planned it.